Miss Higgins, a.k.a. Jolene Higgins, is the driving force behind Little Miss Higgins and the Winnipeg Five, a group heading into this year's Juno Awards with a nomination in the Roots and Traditional Album of the Year group category. While this isn't the first Juno nod for Higgins, it is for Patrick LeClerc, the group's upright bass player and album's co-producer, who grew up in St. Anne and La Broquerie. Banjo player Eric Lemoine and drummer Evan Friesen were also raised in southeastern Manitoba. Their Juno-nominated album, The Bison Ranch Recording Sessions, was recorded in an old mid-century barn belonging to LeClerc's uncle, La Broquerie Fire Chief Alain Nadeau.
Hi there. Welcome here. This used to be our studio. It was our home for 3 weeks. It was our wood stove. Kept us warm. We even recorded a song right around the stove when it was just too cold to go anywhere else. And then over here we have the ping pong table. It was another way to keep us warm. Be doing warm-ups there. We had this whole section quartered off with the big stage curtain, and this is where we played our instruments. There was not a shuffleboard table there at the time, but there was a little hut where I had my upright bass going. We had the drums over there. We had Jolene on that little stage, and we had baffles. We had 4x4 baffles everywhere, making basically forts for all 6 of us. So we had the pedal steel there, trumpet right about here, guitars all right here. And that's where the magic is.
The logistics of recording an album in an unheated, uninsulated barn during one of the coldest Aprils on record proved to be somewhat of a challenge.
Well, me and Jolene Miss Higgins had been talking about trying to find a location that had some sort of story or some sort of charm to it. And we batted around some ideas, and finally I thought, well, my grandpa built this farm this barn, and my uncle moved it to his bison farm. And what do you think of that, Jolene? And she thought that was great. Obviously, it's a pretty charming location. It's got its challenges with the cold. We had some help from our wood stove back here, and we had 3 electric oil heaters going with us. And some days we have to let the barn warm up for about 4 hours before we can touch our instruments too much.
The Bison Ranch Recording Sessions was recorded live off the floor, meaning everything you hear on the album was recorded exactly as it happened, including the crackling of the wood stove and the cawing crows outside the window.
There's no overdubs or any messing around with that editing kind on that album. And I think we really got our vibe and our feel of our group. Also, doing it in a location like this really takes you away from the perfection of a studio. And, dealing with real-life issues like having to stay warm and keep your fingers from falling off, it also distracts from some of the stress that comes with making an album, I find.
While Higgins and the members of the Winnipeg Five continue to tour and record for the sheer love of the music, LeClerc says that there is indeed satisfaction in being recognized in the industry by your peers.
It's nice to know I wouldn't go my whole career without a Juno nomination. It is nice. It validates what you're doing, and you often spend a lot of time thinking, am I going the right way with this? Am I doing something that's going to be worth anything? And it's definitely nice to know that somebody else thinks that you are as well.
For Steinbach Online, I'm Karen Black.